I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me. My heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. In theater, there is something we call improv and improvisation. And the basic rule of improvisation is that when someone says something to you or acts a certain way when you're in the midst of improv, your response with your words and your actions is yes and. Yes and. So if someone says to you, my Uncle Harry gave me the cutest purple dog yesterday, you don't say, no, but there's no such thing as a purple dog. You don't say no, but you say yes and. You would say something like, you should have your purple dog come over and play with my pink cat. Something that implies, yes, you have a purple dog and you go from there. This is the basic rule of improv. And as I have taken this on as a spiritual practice, yes and, I say yes to life. This does not have to mean that I say, yes, I love this, bring me more. It's not that kind of yes. It's yes, this is what is here. Yes, this is really what is here. So I can say, not necessarily, if I have the thought, I am not worthy. I wouldn't necessarily say, yes, I'm unworthy. I would say, yes, I am feeling those feelings. And the truth is, yes, that is what I'm feeling and experiencing. And the truth, the reality of my being is what, my teacher Miguel Ruiz used to say to me when I'd be chattering on about some belief of lack in my mind. And he would say, really, honey? Really, honey? So that's one of my new favorite things. Not so new anymore, actually, but I use it and love it when I hear that chatter in my mind about less than, how I'm not good enough or whatever it is. I say, really, honey? Or I can't do that. Really, honey? And I can say, I have this feeling. I let myself feel this feeling, whatever it is, happiness, grief, whatever the feeling is, and there is this other reality. My most blissful or grace-filled experience of this practice of yes and was when my father died. And filled with grief, I was in a place, newly sober at that point, where I was having a lot of feelings about a lot of things that I hadn't felt that much feeling in a long time. I had been using things to not feel. And at that point I was mastering the art of feeling. And so I allowed myself to sink into the feelings of grief and allowed myself to not wallow in them or suffer with them, but I really said yes to them for myself. I allowed myself the feelings of all of that, and it really shifted my experience of this practice. I realized that when I can say yes to what is for me and know the greater truth, it's a beautiful thing. That grieving experience became for me, and since then in many practices of grieving for other things and people, is a practice of celebration of the love that is the truth underneath the grief. And when I say yes to it, I simply am with that. Not resisting it, not pushing away, not running to the next thing, just being present in the midst, saying yes. And so that is my invitation to you with today's video blog. That as you say a tender yes, you are peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, I am peace. I surrender. I surrender. Yes, I do. I am peace. I surrender. I surrender. I am peace. Namaste.